Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome, or maybe it's welcome back to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck, and our show today is Talking Heads. If you're joining us for the first time, you're in for a treat. Talking Heads is a platform where experts from around the world come and share their knowledge, their experience, and their expertise in their own 30-minute show. Today is another first. Our expert presenter is Cathy Fulton. And if you don't know, she has a show with me that's called What's Trending. We just did it right before this. I highly recommend that you mark your calendar so that you can join us at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Thursdays for What's Trending, and then Talking Heads immediately following. Cathy is an incredible person. She has this beautiful light inside of her that I saw immediately when I first interviewed her with Diane Floyd Bame. And she's an incredibly successful entrepreneur. She has been in business for 2+ decades. She's an interior designer, and she basically has an amazing story, which I'll let her share at another point. But she was packing up a Uhaul and getting ready to leave the situation, the home that she was in. And what she heard was, "You're never going to make it." And now she is a 7-figure accomplished entrepreneur. Let's welcome her, the owner of Cathy Fulton Interior Design, our expert talking head.
Good morning.
Hi, Cathy. Hi. So nice to see you again today.
Yes, likewise. Thank you.
Well, I'm very excited that you're going to be talking about kitchen trends for 2022, and I'm going to be backstage producing, and then I'll come back and join you after the show. So have a great episode. I'm really looking forward to this.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, the presentation today is about kitchen trends of 2022. And I don't know about you, but I love kitchen design. That's one of the major things that I focus on in my business. And so I have a lot to share with you. So let's get started. Really, what I hope will happen is that this will inspire you to live large and get out of your comfort zone and make selections that, for your kitchen, that things that you like, not what your friends and neighbors like, but what you like. All too often, I have clients that they make selections based on what their neighbors or best friends have selected, which in where I come from is known as keeping up with the Joneses. So look, you be you, because at the end of the day, who cares if they like it or not? Remember, it's your house and you're buying the materials, and it's time that you live in a space that you love. Don't you think? So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And whatever you do, don't change the channel. So one trend, or one kitchen trend clients are wanting, are materials that have that down-to-earth feel and look. And I consider this collection just the thing. So subway tiles are huge, but the majority of the time they come in a solid color like white, dark gray, or light gray. And these subway tiles come in hues of gold and bronze, copper, and gray. They have a glossy finish that highlights really the overall oxidized appearance of the tiles for an aesthetic it's really both antique and modern. So it's scratch resistant, stain resistant, and easy to maintain. And I love this example of the subway tile being installed vertically versus the typical horizontal. So I just love it when clients are brave enough to try something new and different like this. And The good news is this subway tile, it comes in a variety of colors, which offers you just a striking blend of tones that it kind of makes it like a one-of-a-kind addition to any kitchen backsplash. The earthy brown tones coupled with the gold and the bronze, the blues and the greens, and even the creamy whites. They have that glossy finish, which provide an extremely delicate and refined quality. This tile is very versatile, and it allows for design flexibility, which is awesome. So you're not pigeonholed, and creative installations in your kitchen. So moving right along, here's another example of getting down to earth by using black countertops. Using anything that has a dark color has typically gotten a bad rap over the years because people think that it's going to make the room look heavy and closed in. However, in this example, it only enhances the overall kitchen and gives it the added contrast it needs to make this space warm and inviting versus just ordinary and predictable, which totally goes against my grain. Anything that's predictable, I just would prefer not to do it, because why do you want to do something that everybody else is doing? You be you. Okay, so now if black countertops could possibly be a fit for your project, here are some examples of the different types of black countertops that exist out there. So the Midnight Corvo is a quartz, but then you have quartzite, granite, and a soapstone. But here again, these aren't your only options within these categories. So like I said, if a black countertop is a possibility for your project, I would really encourage you to go exploring and, just see what's out there. Okay, so we're still trending on down to earth, which leads me to, I got a question for you. Is this hardwood flooring, or is it luxury vinyl tile, which is also known as or referred to as LVT? So for those of you that voted that this is luxury vinyl tile, you're right. And luxury vinyl tile has come a long way, and it just has so many advantages over hardwood. For example, the color palettes that are offered are endless. The price points are phenomenal, and quite frankly, I always tell people you can't kill it. So that makes it a great fit for those of us with children and animals. This is another example of the LVT, and I'm telling you, I really don't think you would have known the difference if I wasn't pointing it out to you. Now, this is a farmhouse collection, and it looks just like real wood, and it looks magnificent in this space. And in all honesty, to recreate this look in a hardwood, it would cost you at least double. So LVT is definitely a product that is worth investigating. And I talked about that there are so many different color palettes. This is just a small smattering of the colors that are available. In all actuality, there's probably anywhere from 50 to 60 different palettes available to you. So again, you're more than likely able to find one that's going to be a fit for your project. Now, Carrara marble. We all love it. We've all seen it everywhere. And I know that we're talking about kitchens, but I could, best demonstrate in this picture. But again, so you see it on the floor, and it begs the question, is this real marble or is it luxury vinyl tile? Okay, so by now you're on to me, and it's LVT. But in all honesty, if you're trying to get the look of marble, but the price of marble isn't in your budget, then this is an excellent choice. So you may be wondering, okay, so does this feel like marble? No, it doesn't, not even close. However, again, if you're trying to achieve the look of marble, but the funds aren't available for marble, this is really a great option. And the good news is, it comes in a variety of patterns and colors. So, you're bound to be able to find a fit. So continuing on our down-to-earth journey, our next stop is using bricks. And I don't see how we could get any more earthy than with the clay color brick shown. And I love that they took a risk and installed it in a chevron pattern. So from my point of view, you get 2 design points for this example. One is for the use of brick material, which is a toast-worthy texture, and 2 for installing it in a chevron pattern. You'll never hear me say I get tired of interesting. So if the use of bricks for your project piques your interest, here are a few popular colors to choose from. And the good news is you can always paint them any color you want or need in order to make them fit your design. Now, another very popular trend is the use of mixing materials. This creates a layering effect, which makes the room much more interesting. And I want you to remember this next point. When a texture is good, it turns heads. When it's over the top, you walk across a room for it. Now more than ever, designers are creating tactile moments that invite touch. Whenever you mix materials with unique textural elements, you're lending depth, dimension, and vitality to the overall interior design. And you'll see, I'm going to show you more examples. In fact, here's another example of the mixture of materials starting with painted upper cabinets. And then the bottom cabinets are in a clear coat finish. Now, this can be kind of tricky to make work, but in this case, they pulled it off very nicely. And here's one more example of mixing materials. In fact, let's just take a walk through this room. Okay, so first, check out the upper steel shelves. Then you have the quartz backsplash going all the way up the wall, which, by the way, is going to always make the room look larger and higher. And then you have the island in a clear coat finish with painted cabinets on the perimeter. I'd like to add too that the steel shelves are doubling as the what would be upper cabinets. I love it. And then check out the floating shelf for the staples like sugar, salt, and pepper. And don't forget the aluminum stools on the island, which really brings it all full circle. And I think that they made an excellent selection with the light fixtures. It's kind of that seated glass. So it really, you can see right through it and you don't miss any of the layering design elements in the rest of the room. So from my point of view, they get an A++. Now, the next category that is trending in kitchens is loud, fun, geometric backsplashes. And this is a perfect example. I love bold patterns and colors. So to me, this just says, come on in and stay a while. And take a look at these geometric patterns. I mean, they're bold, but they're still very elegant and classy. And I mean, my motto is go big or go home. And how's this for a modern twist? The backsplash took this teeny tiny galley kitchen to bold and exciting. Otherwise, quite frankly, any other selection would have just landed flat and predictable. And I love the little pop of red that they put on the countertop. Great job. Now, this particular backsplash, it just makes this kitchen. This is a clean, crisp, classy accent and is the perfect segue to the next topic of what's trending, and that is unique seating arrangements. You know, everyone is so busy that sitting down at the table for a meal, quite frankly, just seems to be a lost luxury, which is unfortunate. But seating arrangements like this can, I don't know, actually draw the family together without them even knowing they've been pulled into sharing a meal because it's just so doggone inviting. I mean, you almost want to make time to sit and eat together when you have an arrangement like this. And clients are looking for a way to introduce clever seating into their space. So clearly, gone are the days of the boring and predictable rectangle table with 6 chairs. And you're going to see these interesting seating spaces popping up everywhere. This design is very inviting. It's an oval table. They've got the big overstuffed pillows and the bright light, which never hurts. In fact, it would be a great complement to the black and white kitchen I just showcased. And here's another interpretation of an oval table coupled with this spa blue fabric, which is beautiful. It's delightful and very inviting. And then these cafe style kind of banquettes, I love them. I mean, it doesn't get any cozier than this. And cozy and quaint, they never go out of style. Now, moving right along. Oh my God, I love this kitchen. But the big trend in kitchens are having double islands. And I just think it's a great idea. And obviously, this design works best for very large kitchens. I mean, just look at what it does for the functionality in this space. And I'm sure that everyone would agree with this next point is that, I mean, kitchens are always the hub of any household. Every family always congregates in the kitchen. Every party, everyone is always in the kitchen underfoot. And quite frankly, I don't think I would ever want to leave this area. It's beautiful. And here's another example on a smaller scale of, the double islands. And, it's obviously a smaller footprint, but it works. And even though this is a much tighter space, they managed to make it work. And it definitely gives them more storage as there really isn't much around the perimeter. And then this is a cool example of bridging the two islands together to create an eat-in type of kitchen. So very, very clever. Okay, now this next trend, and I'm sure you're sitting there wondering, what is this? Okay, so this is a trend that should never, ever, ever go out of style. And that is the 4-inch thick countertops. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a statement piece, and it makes such a statement, particularly on a kitchen island. And you can see how the 4-inch countertop was paired with the 1.5-inch countertop going along the wall. I mean, you can just see the difference in thickness and how it makes the island countertop even more of a focal point. So this is a definite case in point where the difference is in the details. Now, I'm sure you're wondering too, what is this a picture of? Well, this is another trend that should never, never, ever go out of style. And that's hiding the electrical outlets and your USB ports underneath the edge of the countertop. Gone are the days of the big, bulky electrical outlet that is usually located, thank you, electricians, smack dab in the middle of your cabinet, that it's just a complete eyesore. And I mean, you all know what I'm talking about. We've all seen it. And I mean, it just ruins the design. So again, the difference is definitely in the details. Concealed kitchens. Have you ever seen anything like it? I mean, this is crazy, and I love this. Okay, so this small space, it gives way to even more kitchen innovation. It's a chic open plan space, and it conceals the cooking area with chameleon-like skill, and it allows the focus to be on entertaining. I mean, this design, it maximizes the feeling of spaciousness by uniting cooking, dining, and relaxing into one glorious light-filled room. Here, we have an uninviting space that was demolished in favor of basically a big living room with the kitchen tucked discreetly at one end. The layout is flexible, so it transitions from a kitchen to a dining room to a living area in a very effortless way. The cooking space is as invisible as possible, with the door panels looking like decorative wall finishings. And all the doors are hidden with fingerprint sensors that allow them to open and close in a small manner. So this is like a great design if you have a really small home. I mean, nothing like 3 rooms in one. Now, moving right along, another big trend in lieu of using glass on cabinet doors is using burnished wire mesh. And I believe it pairs beautifully with the gold burnished hardware that is oh so hot right now, which then leads me to the use of burnished faucets. And then don't forget about the sink. I love this. Now, folks, a lot of you take a look at this and go, oh my gosh, it's brass. I hate brass. This is not brass. Brass is in its own category. The burnished gold actually complements any and all stainless steel appliances. That's just another case in point of a layering effect that I was talking about earlier that creates the texture and ultimately turns the room into interesting and inviting. Now, putting cabinetry on your appliances isn't anything new, but the good news is, after all these years, and particularly since everyone has done it, it's still on trend. Sigh of relief, right? Next is this trend is for the brave and bold only, and that is a big splash of color somewhere in the kitchen. In this case, obviously, it's located on the kitchen island. I love it, but I would only use this if I was going to be staying in the home for many years to come. And last but not least is the bohemian look. So you may be wondering, how does one accomplish this look? Well, all you do is take the color wheel and choose colors on opposite ends of the spectrum and just go for it. Now, if reselling your home is anywhere in the near future, not sure I would try this, but you be the judge. So that really wraps it up for the kitchen trends that are hot for 2022. And if anyone has any questions or needs any more information, please feel free to reach out and contact me.
Hi, Cathy.
Hey.
I have to say I was blown away by the double islands.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
I know. Isn't that a great idea? And it's a great way to maximize your space, because think about the kitchens that you've walked in and there's just a lot of dead space around everywhere. And that's a great solution. Now, it may not be ultimately or initially in your budget, but it's a great solution. And I mean, at every party that I've ever been to in someone's home, I mean, there is always it's like, a cattle trough in the in the kitchen. That's where everybody hangs out, and it's the same way in every family's too. So I think it's a great use.
It's so true. Everyone's always in the kitchen, especially when you're cooking. It's like, oh my gosh, I have no space to move. Everybody's here, but it's a good sign. It's a great time. Can you talk a little bit about that kitchen that was hidden?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that cool? I
So cool.
mean,
Like,
yeah.
what's the
And
functionality and where is everything?
it's hidden. It's it kind of like pops up at, like all the kitchen elements were at, say, for example, the far left, right. far right. And it's just like this is like the ultimate in the minimalist approach. And this is really particularly useful with, let's face it, with the economy and interest rates going up, and people possibly being able to afford not the same price point of home that they were hoping to. They may have to, if they're needing a new home, opt for a smaller home. And this is a great way to, it's just how cool. You get a living room, you get a dining room and a kitchen all in one. So I just think that it's really cool. Very clever.
It is very clever, and it's also interesting how you can have rooms of any size. That, if you have a big home, a small home, it's something for everyone.
Right, exactly. Particularly, since or not everybody, but so many people are working from home these days.
It's so true. You have to figure out the layout and how everyone's going to make it all happen together. So.
Right, exactly.
Well, I have to congratulate you on the first show that was just filled with information, beautiful visuals. I love the subway tiles that are vertical. So many great trends and ideas that you shared. Your work is outstanding.
Oh, well, thank you. And, my big thing is, I have a lot of big things in terms of things that I say all the time, but it's like, let's make this interesting. Let's not make it so predictable. I really try to listen to my clients. I want to get to know, what is your life like? How do you live in this space? How do you envision it? And just bring it to fruition. And, it's just, there are so many people that do not want to take a risk because they're scared, and they're scared that it's not going to look right. And then they're scared that they're going to be disappointed because they spent all that money. And I understand that, but I don't know.
Say to them, Cathy?
I talked to them a long time, and I just trying to get to know them better. Again, it's just, letting them talk, it's just, that's my time to listen. And then the more that people begin to get to know me and gain trust and realize that I really do have their best interest, I just try to kind of gingerly walk them off the cliff out of the safe zone. Life's too short to just live safe, and don't do everything that your neighbors are doing or that your best friends are doing. And, I've even had people say over the years, what if people don't like it? Okay. So let's do them. And this is what I say, let's do the math. Okay. Unless you're entertaining, 3 or 4 times a week, what's the real percentage of time that people are going to be over at your house? And come on, if somebody doesn't like it, then they're not going to like it. It's your house. You paid for it. So I don't know. That's how I try to just kind of walk people into, let's do you. Let's do what's going to work for you.
Yeah, you give them a sense of calm, and just your whole approach. You're very credible and very responsible. And I think that you ease people's minds so they don't have to worry.
That's what I try to do.
You do a great job, and you are a great addition to our Talking Heads expert team. Congratulations. And I'm just so proud of you and happy for what you're sharing with our audiences.
Well, thank you. Well, next week, just to kind of give a little heads up, is on. So I'm an organization nut. I'm not saying that everything is like always perfectly placed in its place in my home, but I thrive on organization, because I feel like then I can, I don't know, think. And so I have like all these different organizational tools and accessories that are a great fit for your kitchen, and if you're in the kitchen cooking a lot, it will truly change your life. So that's the tip for next week.
That's a good one. All right. And for people who are not able to read your banner, if you could just give your contact information. I know your phone number is a great way for people to reach you, or email.
Yeah. So feel free to call, and I will, if I can answer the phone, I will. And that number is 703-895-3798. And if you want to check out any of my work, you can go to Cathy Fulton, interiordesign.com, and that's Cathy with a C. And last but not least, if you feel more comfortable reaching out to me via email, that's fine. It's Cathy, Cathy, and then Fulton 1965 at gmail.com. So I look forward to hearing from you and would love to work with you. And just always remember, I travel.
Woohoo! I love that. She's going to go where you are, folks. So do reach out to her. Again, her phone number 703-895-3798. You can see Cathy Fulton here on USA Global TV on Thursdays, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for What's Trending, and then for Talking Heads. And you'll be seeing more of her on some other things too. So stay tuned for those announcements. Cathy, thank you again for being here and for doing such an outstanding job. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. As always, I had a blast, and it was my pleasure.
You're the consummate professional. You are a natural at this.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Chat with you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Well, folks, there you have it. Another first-time Talking Heads expert, and it looks like she's been doing it her whole life, because she has. She is a professional. This is what she does. This is the work she does. She really cares about other people. She's very researched, knowledgeable, and experienced. Please do reach out to Cathy Fulton. Connect with her on LinkedIn. Get to know her. Okay, our next show is coming up. It's the Corner Bookstore. So we'll be back shortly. And I'm just going to play some sponsorships while we're here. But again, Cathy's information, please do reach out to her. There's her website. There's her phone number. And I'm sure she'll be happy to speak with you. All right, we're going to take a look at a couple sponsorships, as I mentioned, and then we'll be back with the Corner Bookstore. Thank you, everyone.
Kapayapaan, kapayapaan, kapayapaan.
Diane Floyd Bame's A Song of Peace tells the story of a young lad named Tommy whose fervent wish for peace on earth touches the hearts of his friends and family, spreads to his community, and eventually unites the whole world around making his dream of peace a reality for everyone. Sit down with the children in your life and share Tommy's amazing story of love and hope. Sing your own song of peace and invite the children to join you. Tommy's tale is more than just a story. It's a movement, and everyone's warmly welcome to take part.
Kapayapaan, 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 kapayapaan.
You'll find A Song of Peace, along with many other wonderful learning and enriching opportunities for children of all ages, at DianeFloydBame.com.
The world is changing, and your company needs to change with it. Whether it's procurement, employment, marketing, or customer service, it's now more important than ever for your business processes to be inclusive to people with disabilities. Hi, I'm Trish Robichaud with Changing Paces, and I'm here to tell you that making your business processes accessible to people with disabilities is simply good for business. Accessibility and inclusion are the law. But here's what you may not realize. Disability inclusion is an opportunity, not an obstacle. In fact, a recent 4-year study found that companies that fully embrace disability inclusion had a 30% higher profit margin than those that didn't. Your investment in staff disability inclusiveness training can pay off in areas like innovation, brand recognition, as well as customer and employee satisfaction and loyalty, not to mention productivity and profitability. At Changing Paces, we can help you make that happen for your business. Our experts have real-life experience that will help your team gain insight and best practices they won't get anywhere else. And we can help you create a customized training program to bring your organization into compliance with local and industry regulations. This topic is very close to my heart for me, very personal. Dealing with the challenges of MS for the past 25 plus years and having lost my job as a result of my diagnosis back then, I've made it my mission to bring disability out of the darkness and create a more welcoming environment for people of all abilities. As a pioneer in the field of inclusiveness, our company developed and implemented one of the first accessible customer service training programs in Canada. We provide complete online training solutions that blend with your branding, your policies, and your systems. Between our disability subject matter experts and our technical partners, we can provide you with both the content and the platform that you need to create an evergreen training program that empowers your people while it transforms your organization and your company culture. In short, we make disability inclusion easy in all parts of your business. Contact us now for a quote or consultation at info@changingpaces.com. Your bottom line will thank you.